Hey, how's it going, Com 101? Today I'm going to inform you how to combat e-waste in today's society and why it's an issue. The central idea behind e-waste is, according to Said, is that the increase in consumption of electronics has two major adverse ecological effects. First, it significantly increases mining and procurement for the materials needed for the production of gadgets. And second, discarded devices produce large quantities of electronic waste, and that waste could be reduced through reusing, repairing, or even recycling. According to Lucy McAllister from the University of Colorado, 40 metric tons of electronic waste are produced globally each and every year. Here's what e-waste might look like to someone who hasn't seen it before. So as we can see here, we just all have all different types of sorts of electronics. And essentially it just piles up as we do what humans do and create more and more gadgets. Due to 40 million tons of electronic waste, this number is only going to rise each and every year. There are many reasons why you should get involved in this current ongoing problem. E-waste is a very important matter that we should be more aware of, and I'm going to first urge you to recognize that e-waste is an ongoing global ecological issue that is occurring at rates we've never seen before. And I will enlighten you on the environmental effects e-waste has on our Earth each and every day. And lastly, I will end by persuading you to get involved in to help decrease e-waste. So first, we need to understand that e-waste is a global issue that is affecting all of us if we don't take the right actions moving forward in terms of waste. So, electronic waste, it raises concern about air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, information security, and even human exploitation. According to Saeed Ahmed, the shortened lifespan of electronic devices encouraged or designed by manufacturers have pushed consumers to interpret working electronics as insufficient or unusable. What this means is that companies are essentially purposefully making your devices work slower, so that way you, the consumer, will have to go buy the next best product or go buy the next best thing that's coming out, and slowly over time, just as they do with all electronics, purposefully make them slow down so we will have to go buy more. So because companies are clearly maliciously making your technology slower, we need to take more precautions when buying products. With large manufacturers, shortening lifespans of current electronics, it's really important now more than ever to really combat this epidemic that's going on. So e-waste not only has to do with the vast amount of technology being manufactured, but also the chemicals that are inside or what makes it so difficult to dispose of. According to the Arundel Medical Center, if not disposed of properly, toxins from electronic waste can enter the soil and water supplies. So, toxins entering soil can clearly be seen as problematic, which is only another reason why this topic is so important. The consumption of electronics only leads larger corporations trying to procure more materials needed for the electronics. And another reason why it is so important to be aware of the electronics you're throwing out is, according to The Atlantic, unlike light bulbs, which were engineered to break, much e-waste contains operational devices, which might contain inact data ready to be exploited after discard. So what this means is that essentially any electronic devices that you throw out, any data that electronics is still holding can be exploited and found by other people. So that's only another reason why this is such an issue. So e-waste is a global issue that's happening in our lifetime, and the harming chemicals, they have harming chemicals that can harm our water or even soil supplies. So what measures can you take to combat the global issue that is e-waste, and how can you effectively reduce your e-waste? Something you can do to help combat e-waste right now is reevaluate whether you actually need to go buy that next device. Maybe you can hold off for even a year or two before you go buy that next device. So that way you personally are reducing your e-waste. So if you ever have something else you can do to help combat e-waste, if you ever have extra batteries laying around, something you can do to help combat e-waste is recycle electronics and batteries just in proper cans. This may seem like a small thing, but it's small things like this that really add up over time and can really help combat the issue. So something else that you can do is if you ever have spare electronics laying around, you can decide to donate them to used electronics stores or social programs. Something that I think is really cool is places that donate electronics to social programs, because a lot of kids don't even have the opportunity to have electronics. I look at it more as a privilege in my lifetime. So I think that the opportunity to be able to give someone less fortunate than you electronics to maybe help share that same knowledge that you and I have is really special. So in conclusion, this issue isn't going to get smaller anytime soon. So the time to find solutions to this issue is now. Electronic waste, it's a global ecological issue, and it raises a concern about air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, information security, and even human exploitation. According to multiple sources, including The Atlantic, if not disposed of properly, toxins from electronic waste can enter the soil and water supplies. So something that you can do to help combat the issue of e-waste is to not only reevaluate, but go check out All Green More Than Recycling if you are interested in combating e-waste. E-waste is clearly a large issue that is going to get worse over time, and if nothing is going to be done about e-waste, then we are going to live in the shadows of technology. So overall, I hope this speech persuaded you in the right steps to go ahead and take action to combat e-waste.